Good morning, gentlemen. Yes, they put me in a ridiculously long hall to deal with you idiots.
Only one idiot, Stu.
Sorry, you know, I wasn't talking to you, right?
But what sort of hole is that? You can't even reach out. You know, I couldn't get down that hole.
This is my trophy cabinet, Hall of Fame. You can see there's nothing on it.
Stewie, how would you start Iran? Would you have a flat back four, or would you go wing backs?
Yes, I would have a four. I don't think there's any need for a three against Iran. I think it will be a tough call. And one thing Jim Proudfoot threw into the mix, and people think that we've been drawn in a really easy group, potentially on paper. This group is the only group where you've got 4 teams that are FIFA ranked in the top 20 of the world. No other group has got a team in all 4 teams in the top 20. So it won't be as easy as you think. But I think come Monday, I think a back 4 will be the best way forward.
Would you say from Conor Cody there, Stu, saying about Harry Maguire, how good he is and how great lad he is and whatever, do you think that Gareth will start him in that opening game?
Yes, I do. I think you mentioned earlier, Gareth's got an element of loyalty about him, which I think is a strength of his. I'm seeing a back 4 of Trippier, Stones, Maguire and Shaw. I think at this moment in time, that's the strongest he's got, personally, if you're playing a 4. I was at the Newcastle-Chelsea game, and I've got to say, Kieran Trippier was absolutely outstanding. He's probably the best I've ever seen the kid play. And
shame Chelsea never turned up, sir. Dear oh dear, for an hour they were garbage.
I'll tell you what though, Ray, Alan, Newcastle were very, very good. I would err on more. Newcastle were good. They blew Chelsea away with their pressing and everything. And from Trippier's point of view, I felt obliged. I've never done this before. On my journey home, I stopped the car and text Gareth just to tell him how well Trippier had done, you know. So just to, I don't know why I done it, but I thought, well, he just as well realised that he is in top form.
Yeah, no, I agree. He was excellent, but I just thought Chelsea were diabolical, right?
No, I've got to ask you about Jude Bellingham as well. We all know what he's done so far. It was a brave move going to Germany, Stu, and he's done brilliant, you know, for Dortmund, being captain at times, scoring goals from midfield. He could have a really good tournament. He could be a key player for England in this tournament.
I thought the Euros, Ray, was going to be his time, but maybe that come a little bit too soon for him. I don't want to heap pressure on him, but I'm like you. I'm hoping if England are going to be successful in this tournament, we're going to have to tick a couple of boxes. One of those is probably Harry Kane will be the top scorer or near the top scorer. And the other one will be the likes of maybe Bellingham, Saka, Foden. They're going to have to deliver great tournaments that will end up enhancing their reputation, maybe even coming back with reputations like Gascoigne did many years ago in our era.
Stu, what would you do with Declan? Would you make sure Declan sits in front of the 2 centre-backs and say to Bellingham, get forward, use your pace, use your legs? Don't get me wrong, Declan can get around the pitch, but is he more of an anchor than a player getting forward and linking with the likes of Harry now and again?
Yes, 100%. I think certainly in this group stage situation, I think you've got to encourage Bellingham to get forward and link up with a number 10 if he plays a number 10 behind Harry Kane, get into the box and be a threat in the opposition's box. We've talked about the vulnerabilities at the heart of the defence. So I think to have Declan as being a little bit more pragmatic and sat there just to offer himself as the shield like he's used to doing at West Ham and probably England as well. And then maybe further down the competition, as Gareth employed a year ago, if Phillips comes back to full fitness, there might be certain games where you're utilising Phillips and Rice to do that job.
But some people, Stu, I understand what you're saying. Some people would say, hold on a minute, and I heard your stats earlier about top 20, but some people would say, let's look at this group, just get the handbrake off and have a go. Steamroller the 3 teams and go into the last 16 full of confidence. Why would you? Why are you a bit wary of this group? England surely, player for player, are better than the three other teams.
Yeah, I'm not wary of the group. I'm just trying to set a scene now where people realise that, look, there are 4 teams that are ranked in FIFA's top 20 here playing each other, and no other group in this tournament have got 4 teams in the top 20. So I think we'll win the group. There's no doubt about that. I wouldn't employ 2 defensive shields for any of the 3 group games. But when you go on and beyond that, you've got to utilise the squad as best you can to get you over the line as best you can.
Stu, would you do you think there's be a lot of rotation in the team? I'm not just talking about personnel. I'm talking about the systems as well. Will Gareth look at the opposition? As if they get to the latter stages, will he look at the opposition and say maybe a 3 at the back might be suit us today better against the likes of France or the bigger sides, if you like?
Yeah, 100% right. The modern game as it is now, you've got to have a flexible system and employ different systems for different teams, in my opinion. And the importance of the subs coming off the bench, the impact of those subs is vital. I've only got to go back to the last international match when England played Germany at Wembley. The impact that Mount and Saka had, they turned the game round. It was a dead game. We were out. We were lost. Those 2 boys come on, lifted the performance and dragged the result out of the game. So I definitely think that sort of the impact from the bench, don't underestimate that, especially probably at this World Cup.
Stewie, funny question here. The man was a genius, absolute genius. How would Cloughy take this first game on if he was England manager?
He always had a mentality that we're going to go and play our football, no matter what the opposition done. We didn't hold much sway about what the opposition done, their tactical approach, even at times that you were not assigned a man who you were going to pick up at corners. He just used to say to you, stand next to someone you can beat in the air. And that was it. That was the practical approach of defending corners. So he only really cared about what we were doing. I think if you're a modern day coach now, you can't afford to do that. You've got to probably have a sway of 75% of your strengths, but you've certainly got to have an eye on the opposition, how they can hurt you and how you break the game down to get the result you need.
I was thinking, when you played Forest, why did everyone stand next to you, Al? I can't work it out.
I was told to stay up the pitch. Don't come back. Don't come back. No. We had some great games against Forest. Great games. Stewie, listen, enjoy, mate. Have a great time out there. Enjoy it, and fingers crossed it's a big, big tournament.
Cheers, Stu.
Thanks, gents. Yeah, talk to you in due course.
TalkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the TalkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. TalkSPORT.